Okay, let's be honest. We all have that one question about our cats. Why, oh, why? Does this adorable little fluffball seem to have a side gig as a professional chaos agent? Well, today we're going to decode the science and the psychology behind why your cat just loves to knock things over. You know the sound. It's 3 in the morning, dead quiet, and then crash. Your first thought isn't who's there, it's a deep, soul-weary sigh and the words, the cat. It's a moment every single cat owner shares, that feeling of, okay, what did they break this time? It really feels like they're doing it on purpose, right? Like they're just testing you. But believe it or not, this isn't personal. They're not just being jerks. The real reason for all this madness is way cooler. It's actually hardwired right into their DNA. So let's get right into it. The number one thing you have to understand is that your cat, the one currently snoozing in a sunbeam, is living a double life. Beneath all that fluff and purring is the mind of a stone-cold predator. I mean, just look at this contrast. On the left, your cat, a professional napper who thinks the day's biggest struggle is finding a comfy spot. On the right, their ancestors, finely tuned carnivorous hunting machines. And here's the wild part. Genetically, they're practically the same animal. Your cat is running on some seriously powerful ancient software built for one thing and one thing only, the hunt. It all boils down to this one idea, the predatory instinct. This isn't just a hobby for them, it's their core programming. Everything about them, their incredible hearing, their super fast reflexes, the way their eyes work, it's all designed for hunting. And once you get that, everything else they do starts to make a whole lot more sense. So, how does that inner hunter explain the absolute crime scene on your kitchen counter every morning? Well, that brings us to the first big reason. What looks like them just breaking your stuff is actually a sophisticated science experiment. And this is backed by real science. A super interesting study from 2016 found that cats genuinely understand cause and effect. They get physics. They hear something rattle in a box, they expect something to be in that box. They're basically little scientists, and your house is their laboratory. And this is their scientific method. First, they investigate. That little paw is packed with sensors, and they're just checking out the object. Is it squishy? Is it dangerous? Then comes the test. They give it a little swat. This is the exact same move they'd use to see if a mouse is just playing dead. And finally, they observe. They watch it fall, they listen to the sound it makes, they're gathering data. This isn't mischief, people. This is research. But okay, instinct is only half the picture, because cats are also ridiculously smart. And they've learned how to do one thing really, really well, manage their humans. And that brings us to the second huge reason they knock things over. I love this metaphor because it's so true. In your cat's mind, your home is basically a giant vending machine. But instead of snacks, it dispenses attention. And over the years, they figured out exactly which buttons to press to get what they want. And here's how that vending machine works. It's a simple, perfect loop. The button is them knocking your pen off the desk. The result is you immediately stop what you're doing, look over, maybe even yell their name. And what's the reward? Attention. Boom, they learn that pushing that button makes you interact with them. And you have to remember, for a bored cat, you yelling fluffy no is still way better than being ignored. Okay, so we've got the why. It's instinct and it's a learned trick to get our attention. So what in the world do we actually do about it? Well, the answer is all about giving them a better outlet. It's about learning to speak their language. And this is especially true for our indoor cats. You might be surprised to hear this, but a 2021 study showed that cats who live exclusively inside can have an even stronger, more bottled-up drive to hunt. I mean, it makes sense, right? They've got all this predator software running with nowhere to go. And that leads to boredom and, you guessed it, destruction. So the solution is to play with them. And this is so important, it has to be the right kind of play. You have to let them complete the entire predatory sequence. They need to see the prey, stalk it, chase it, and pounce. And then, this is the part we always forget, they need to get that satisfying kill bite. Let them chew on it, bunny kick it. Then to finish the whole cycle, you give them a treat. That's the meal. It's deeply satisfying for them and short-circuits that destructive behavior. All right, so here's your quick toolkit. Rotate their toys every week so they don't get bored. Try to play right before you feed them to mimic that natural hunt, eat, sleep cycle. Get some puzzle feeders so they have to work for their food. Make sure they have vertical space. Cat trees, window perches, that's huge for them. And this one is the hardest. If they knock something over just to get your attention and it's not dangerous, you have to practice the no reaction rule. Break the vending machine. So when you put all of this together, it really changes how you see your cat, doesn't it? It's not about them being bad, it's just about shifting your own perspective. At the end of the day, it's really this simple. What looks like destruction to us is just exploration to them. What we see as mischief is really just a magnificent, powerful instinct. Your cat isn't trying to make you mad. They're just trying to be a cat in a human world that doesn't always have a place for their inner hunter. So, I'll leave you with this question. The next time you see that little paw reach out and slide your keys off the counter, what are you going to see? A little troublemaker? Or are you going to see a sophisticated, tiny predator just doing what it was born to do, keeping its skills sharp and maybe, just maybe, asking you for a better game to play?